everybody doing here tonight? My name is Ken Ham. I'm known as the creation guy, mostly because I talk about creation all the time. People in my family, they tell me, you need to get a hobby. Ken, stop talking about creation. And I tell them, you know what, Susan? I've got a lot of Twitter followers from this. So maybe just back off a little bit. Well, this isn't really something that I do very often. I've never done stand-up, believe it or not. Usually I do debates. I do debates with people, with scientists. But after the last one, well, we don't do that anymore. As you can tell from my voice, I am from Australia. No, we're not going to put a shrimp on the barbie tonight. Mostly because we really focus on the Old Testament here. And, it's a big no-no. I'm known as the guy who built the ark. People ask me, usually children, because, well, I'm really popular with children. And they'll come up to me and they'll say, Mr. Ham, and I'll be like, John Ham? Where? Where is he? They usually don't get that joke. But they'll ask me, Mr. Ham, why did you build the ark? And I'll say, well, I was watching a YouTube video, and on the YouTubes, the guy was building an ark, and it was really small. And he was saying, this is an ark. And I wanted to make a big one and say, no, this is an ark. You guys watch Crocodile Dundee? Is this thing? It's on? Okay. What's the deal with atheists, right? Atheists. They think that the world was made in millions of years? That's just silly. I can't even count to 1 million, can you? You can. Oh, a lot of you can. But it's pretty tricky, right? Well, I think they lost count. I think these scientists lost count because 1 million is a lot of numbers. Well, I once had a debate with an atheist. He was a scientist, and he believed in millions of years. You might know his name. His name was Bill Nye, the science guy. Or as I like to call him, Bill Nye, the wrong guy. Right? Well, anyways, getting back to the ark, when I built the ark, there were a lot of people who had a lot of thoughts about how to build an ark. People online saying, Mr. Ham, you need to build it this way and that way. And then we had people show up, city officials show up, and they were saying, hey, you need to build the ark this certain way. And I told them, I read the book, and Noah didn't need any city officials. So they didn't like that. And so we had them in. We had the fire marshal come in and take a look around the ark, and he told us, this thing is made of wood. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, wood burns? And I said, I don't really care about fire. This is mostly about water. This is a water thing. And he said, you got to be prepared for both. And that was new to me. But he said, we need fire extinguishers pretty much everywhere. And I told him the only thing I need to extinguish fires is the shield of faith. Amen? He didn't say amen, so we got fire extinguishers pretty much everywhere in the ark. They're all over the place, really. Very expensive. Anyways, that's my time. God created the world in 7 days. Thank you. Have a good night.